3, which is making and keeping 12-week commitments. So far we have seen vision. Why vision is important for a 12-week year plan or for any plan for the matter. And then how do we define goals? What are the main criteria for putting goals? And then how do we convert those goals into tactics which are relevant and which are which are must-dos for those goals to be achieved. So now we move on to making and keeping 12-week commitments. Once the goal is fixed, tactics are in place, what to do next. So we deliberate a bit more on commitment, how to keep the commitment in spite of the changes that happen in life. Yeah. Commitment, the second of the three principles of the 12-week year, is defined as a state of being bound emotionally or intellectually to some course of action. A commitment is a conscious decision to take specific action to create a desired result. Commitments are powerful. In a way, commitment is your accountability projected into the future. You decide beforehand that you will do whatever it takes to reach your goal. The more accountable you are, the more likely you will be to meet your commitments. Commitment, the state of, it's a noun, the state of being bound emotionally or intellectually to some course of action. We all have examples in our lives of the power of commitment, a time when we locked on to a goal or objective and were willing to do whatever it took to reach it. Think back on a time like that for you. What were you feeling? What were you feeling? How did it feel to reach your goal? How did it make you feel about your ability to reach other goals? How did your commitment affect your daily decisions and actions, especially when you were tempted to give up? Commitments are a powerful tool. Keeping commitments with others builds relationships. Keeping commitments with yourself builds integrity and self respect. In this field guide, we will focus on keeping commitments with yourself. Benefits of keeping commitments. Take a few minutes right now to think about two personal commitments that you have made and kept with yourself. Record the commitments below. Now think about what the results were for you when you kept these commitments. How did you feel about yourself? Was it easier to make and keep other self promises as a result of keeping these? How did you feel about your ability to do what it takes to get the result, no matter what? Capture your thoughts below. Many times, commitments are made more arduous by the time frame in which the commitment is undertaken. It is difficult to commit to anything for a lifetime. It is difficult to commit to anything for a lifetime. Even keeping a promise for an entire year can be challenging. With the 12-week year, you are not asked to make a lifetime or annual commitment, but rather 12-week commitments. It is much more feasible to establish and keep a 12-week commitment than an annual promise. At the end of the 12-week commitment, 12 weeks, you will reassess your commitments and begin again. By making and keeping 12-week commitments, you will strengthen your ability to follow through with your self promises, which can create a true breakthrough in your life. Below is a commitment worksheet. For most people, their 12-week plan focuses primarily on their business or career. The commitment section is a place where you can address some of the other personal areas where you desire to make progress. To complete the worksheet below, follow these 4 simple instructions. Commitment. Determine a few personal goals that would represent real breakthroughs for you that fall into one of the categories in the commitment wheel. Spiritual, spouse or relation, physical, personal, business or family. Write these goals in the column labeled Goal Statements. Remember to state these goals positively. For example, say I want to weigh X pounds rather than I want to lose X pounds. Identify the key actions that will get you there. In the example above, I want to weigh X pounds, you might choose to limit calories or work out each day. Pick one of the action you believe will have the greatest impact on you achieving the goal. It's important to note that we are not saying that this is necessarily the only action that you will need to take, merely the one with the greatest impact. Ideally, this action is something that you can engage in daily or weekly. Write one action for each goal in the column labeled commitment action. Consider what costs you will have to pay to take that action every week and write them in the costs area. For example, costs of working out every day might include giving up TV or golf, less time with your family, or getting up earlier. Costs of dieting might include giving up some favorite foods, reducing the number of times you eat out, or eating smaller portions. Circle those commitment actions for which you are willing to pay the price. They will become your commitments for the next 12 weeks. So this is the commitment wheel where purpose in the center and different aspects of life are in these sections. Yeah, just we read that. The 12-week year is a system that you can use to accomplish goals in any area of your life. As you consider what you want to include as commitments, look at the categories on the right. Any area in our lives can be a source of energy if they are going well, or a drain on our energy if they are not where we want them to be. Take a few minutes to identify a few areas that you are interested in getting better and use those areas to complete the following table. Commitment worksheet, goal statement, commitment action, and costs. So example is I want to weigh 170 pounds. Workout daily is my commitment action. And cost is get less sleep, do it when I'm tired. The quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to their commitment to excellence, regardless of their chosen field of endeavor. This is said by Vince Lombardi. Pitfalls to avoid. Don't let these 3 common pitfalls trip you up. Pitfall 1. Missing a commitment once and giving up. Sometimes life gets in the way and you are not able to meet your commitments and you disappoint yourself and others. When this happens, it is important to get right back on the horse that threw you. Don't give up. Pitfall 2. Failing to confront missed commitments. A commitment isn't an interest that is abandoned when it gets difficult. When things get in the way of meeting a commitment, it is important to dig into why. Confront the breakdown right away and recommit to paying the price. In the way, you grow your ability to make and meet commitments in the future. Pitfall 3. Not valuing keeping your word. Sometimes you make promises that you cannot keep. Many times we know this before we make the promise. We avoid short term relationship pain by saying yes when we should say no. The problem is that when you break your word, that's when you damage relationships. People begin to feel that they cannot trust you. When you value keeping your word, you avoid making promises that you know you cannot or will not keep. So we have come to the end of this chapter. Anything to share? Anything to comment on? Commitment? Mansi, your voice is not clear. Hello? Hello?
Share, right? Like more. I think she's outside, so it's not.
Okay. Okay. Anything for you to share, Suman?
Yes, yes. Commitments are really, they have great impact on our integrity and self-respect. When I think it's a chain reaction, once if you are able to uh, get success in your commitments, it leads a boost to further do more. And if are not able to meet our commitments, then it is a vicious cycle that we put ourselves in that loop of not doing the things.
Right. So, yes, sir. Rajkumar, sir.
Yeah, yeah. See, these commitments do not mean I have to do it. I can make a revised commitment before the fixed time. And if we do not communicate with the person with whom we have made a commitment, see, I have not read, but what I am understanding, commitment is commitment to others. Am I right?
It's both, sir. Commitment to self as well as others. Both.
Ha. So commitment to others, I am speaking first, then I'll take up commitment to self. Then the other person also takes us uh, light or casual. They get a chance to say that, this commitment was not fulfilled by you, so therefore I also did not fulfill the commitment. That responsibility on other side, we are giving a freedom not to complete it. So we should be very cautious about the commitment. We can always WhatsApp, we can phone, we can make a revised commitment. This is the way I function, and I have seen this works wonders. Then commitment to self is also very, very important. It brings a discipline, it brings a satisfaction, it brings a happiness. So to us also, like, revising the commitment to others can be revised by us, but it is not like deferring indefinite. So this is my, in landmark forum, the commitment is spoken a lot, integrity and commitment. So this is my sharing on commitment to others and commitment to self.
Yes, even if we are not able to meet up our commitments, then knowing the why is very important. If we know the why, then coming back is easy. And coming back is also important. Sometimes the why may be so strong that we did not meet up our commitments.
Yes, Suman, I agree.
Yeah.
The commitment is one, it's a binding thing which we bind ourselves with. But at the same time, it is also a motivator. Okay, since we are bound to something, so it gives kind of a grounding or anchoring to what we want to do in life. Somewhere we derive our identity, or more so, our self image, our self respect, is basically a reflection of the commitments we give to ourselves and how we keep it with ourselves as well as others. More so on the commitment with others, I think a lot of the time, since we think that how people will feel about ourselves, the external commitments seem to be working good. That keeps us in track. But when it comes to commitment to self, somewhere I feel there is a lack, especially the health factor, the stress factor, the time that we don't give for ourselves to rejuvenate and rest is somewhere a self commitment is lacking. So I think there has to be some broad areas where we have to take up self commitment, not maybe self as at a goal level, but at a commitment level, that overall in the goals that we pursue, in the way we live our life, I think we have to make sub grounding commitments to make it more enriching as well. So yes, commitment is very important, as Rajkumar ji said and Suman shared. It is actually anchoring which it gives to life, and actually shapes the way we lead it. Yes. So going on to chapter 4, installing process control. Anyone would like to read this?
Yeah, I would like to read
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
chapter 4, installing process control. Process control leverages a set of tools and events that will help you work your plan and stay with it for the duration of your 12-week year. These include a weekly plan, weekly accountability meetings, daily huddles, 12-week themes, and celebrations. Each of these elements of process control are based on research on change and will help you to execute at your best and to overcome the obstacles you will encounter on the way. Weekly plan. At the beginning of each week, you will create a weekly plan that contains the actions, tactics, and commitments that are due this week from your 12-week plan. Can we have a page change? The weekly plan is such a powerful tool because it simply and effectively translates the entire 12-week. 1 minute, I got entire 12-week plan into more manageable and focused daily and weekly actions. It is the instrument that organizes and drives your week, becoming, in effect, your game plan for those 7 days. Your weekly plan is not a to do list, rather, it reflects the critical strategic activity that needs to take place this week to achieve your 12-week goals. The sections of the weekly plan address the core elements that drive performance and life balance. Each week, you will create a weekly plan derived from your 12-week plan. See figure 4.1. At the end of this field guide, we have included a copy of our paper based system for you to use. The paper system contains a 12-week year game plan, your 12-week plan, and 13 individually weekly plans. Uh, then there is a chart, figure 4.1. Your weekly plan right is derived from your 12-week plan left. Each week, take a few minutes to plan your week using the tools provided. Weekly plan and scorecards. Week 1, it is a week goal. In this section of the weekly plan and scorecard, you will see your 12-week goal. In our example, Susan's goal is $62,000. Key actions tactics. This section contains the tactics from your 12-week plan that are due this week as well as your personal commitments. Time block. This section is where you will note your strategic blocks and buffer blocks for the week. Read on a detailed discussion of time blocking, which can be found in chapter 6. So, key actions and tactics enter all prospects into contact management system, schedule 10 appointments per week, schedule 4 2 hours prospecting blocks each week, identify 12 centers of influence, find an exercise buddy that lives nearby, set exercise schedule with buddy that work for us both, limit alcohol to Friday night and Saturday drinks night maximum. And then there is a day Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and who is maybe partner. Week goal is achieve production credit of 62,000 and weigh 185 pounds by the end of the week. Then time block, strategic block, and buffer blocks. Strategic block is 8 to 11 a.m. An inspiration or desire means little without a plan to get there. There's a quote: weekly scorecard tactics completed, total tactics multiplied by 100 equal to your percentage. 7 plus 9 multiplied by 100, uh, 78%. It should have been 72, but anyway. And I think this gives an idea. It will be flexible as per our lifestyle. Uh, Taken together, these sections constitute your weekly plan. Each week, you will create a written weekly plan that arises from your 12-week plan. Your weekly plan becomes your simple to follow roadmap to success, ensuring that you complete in a timely manner the critical near term activities necessary to ultimately achieve your long term goals. The weekly plan prompts you to take action on your most important tasks every day of the week, in spite of all the distractions and interruptions that you encounter. It is a critical part of your weekly execution discipline. Then, weekly accountability meeting, WAM. If you search for a peer support on Google, you will get page after page of websites that offer help in difficult times. Peer support is a proven and powerful way to increase your odds of success, not only in times of difficulty but in times of opportunity as well. Peers can have an enormous impact on your thinking, your actions, and your results. A peer is someone whom you see as equal or similar to you in important ways, such as common profession, performance levels, perspectives, and values. A peer can offer you valuable insights and increase your motivation to act on those insights. The weekly accountability meeting WAM is a powerful way to apply the concept of peer support and is a critical element of process control. A WAM is a short meeting typically held on Monday morning after everyone has had a chance to plan their week. This meeting lasts approximately 15 to 30 minutes and is a forum designed to foster personal accountability. This is not a punitive session where we try to hold people accountable and dole out negative consequences for those who are faltering. On the contrary, the WARM is a session where each individual holds themselves accountable. You will want to select two or three other people with whom you can hold a warm. When selecting a warm buddy, pick individuals who are goal driven and will be supportive. A warm can be conducted in person or over the phone. Here is a simple example of a warm agenda. Warm agenda, individual report out, results, actuals to goal, weekly execution is score. We have many WhatsApp group to get buddy and peer. What is working? Where I'm struggling? Action commitments this week. Group challenges, feedback, encouragement, close and identify follow ups. Each warm member comes prepared to report out to the group on how they scored by goal, what their average. Give me a second. Can somebody take over? There is a Amazon deliver boy.
Yeah, yeah, I
One
know.
minute. I'll complete this paragraph. Weekly score is by goal. What their progress is in terms of their lead and leg metrics, and what they will do this week given what happened last week. Thank you.
To be most effective, the worms should have operating rules that everyone buys into. We recommend that you share your 12-week goals and plans with the other members of your worm and identify areas where you would like their focus each week. One of our clients has a warm charter that, among other things, allows only one missed meeting without a valid reason. Every member of the WOM has to sign the charter to be a member. That WOM takes the process seriously and they get serious results. They are the top performers in their firm. Take a few minutes and capture the rules that you would like your WOM to adhere to so as to ensure that it creates value for the participants. Research on change shows that you are about 7 times more likely to stick with the execution of your plan over the long haul if you attend a weekly meeting with your peers to review your progress and your execution. The reason for this incredible bump in stick to itness when people are in peer to peer groups is that individuals tend to give themselves huge passes if they fall short on their execution because they tend to judge themselves on their intentions. Peers, however, can't see your intentions. Since they don't know your intentions, all they can evaluate are your results. And if you haven't executed well, that is how they will confront you on the gap between what you said and you were going to do and what you actually did. That is uncomfortable, and discomfort can motivate you to take action. The warm focus on your actions and your result is what keeps you honest with yourself. Knowing that you will be meeting with your peers next week to review what you did. This week has a positive effect on your actions. You are much more likely to take the extra effort to get things done this week if you have a warm next week. As a member of a WOM, it is your duty to press in and support the other members. If someone is not prepared, have the courage to ask them to step out, get their numbers, and then come back. If someone in your WOM is scoring poorly, ask them what is keeping them from executing and what they plan to do differently this week to get back on track. You have to continually fight the desire to be nice and to not make anyone else in your warm uncomfortable. Remember why you are in the warm in the first place, to help each other hit your 12-week goals, not to be someone's friend. If others are not being totally honest or are not taking ownership, think about what you can do rather than complain about what they are not doing. Ask for their feedback and ideas. Admit your performance breakdowns and genuinely seek input in the warm. Daily huddles. The daily huddle is a 5-minute stand up meeting that occurs first thing every morning, preferably at the same time. Typically, daily huddles are met with pushback. We are too busy. That is crazy. We already have too many unproductive meetings. Don't be deterred. We are talking about a meeting that lasts the equivalent of a bathroom break. Daily huddles work best with no more than 3 participants. The daily huddle agenda is brief: yesterday's accomplishments and today's intentions. 12-week theme. A 12-week theme is an organizing theme that aligns with and reinforces your priorities and goals. A theme helps generate interest, maintain focus, and encourage action. The most effective themes are derived from your 12-week plan. Example theme includes Own It, Face Your Fears, Personal best, gratitude, and service excellence. Ideally, the theme creates some emotional excitement and connection. The key to a good theme is that it is motivating. Let us brainstorm some 12-week themes. Have fun with it. What can you come up with? List a few possibilities below. Great, now it is time to actually select your first 12-week year theme. What will it be? Next is 12-week year celebrations. With the 12-week year, we treat every 12 week as a year, just like you used to do at the end of a calendar year. You take a holiday and celebrate after each 12-week year. In the book, The 12-Week Year, there is a chapter dedicated to the 13th week. The 13th week is a flex week that is used to plan the next 12-week year and celebrate the progress and success of the current 12 weeks. If you have struggled, you might not have a big celebration. Conversely, if you had a breakthrough year, then you might take the entire week off. The end of each 12 weeks is a time to reward yourself for the work you have done. Take a few minutes and determine how you would like to celebrate at the end of this 12-week year. Identify something that you would find motivating and inspiring, a true reward. In recognition of my hard work and successes this 12-week year, I will reward myself by doing this following. What we celebrate and what we recognize, it reinforces to ourselves and to others what we value. It may not be obvious, but celebration is a vital part of a good execution system. Many of our clients are intentional about leveraging the power of celebration. One client of ours take off the time after a successful 12-week year to go skiing for a week in Colorado, or to just get away if it is not a ski season. Other celebrations are low key, such as a long weekend away with the family or a staycation to relax and recharge. Sometimes our clients will reward themselves with a gift that is meaningful to them, but only if they hit their 12-week goals. Think about something that you have always wanted, maybe something that you listed on your have, do, or be chart, and plan to reward yourself. For a team, the key is to find a celebration that your team appreciates. One client of ours has an awards banquet that recognizes top performers for the 12 weeks. Stay focused. Don't get overwhelmed with the five tools of process control. It is not necessary for you to implement all of these tools and events in your first week of the 12-week year. A more manageable approach might be to layer in one event each week or each month until you are fully utilizing the system. However, there are two elements of process control that are part of your weekly execution routine, and that routine is essential for each day of your 12-week year. Those tools are your weekly plan and the weekly accountability meeting. Once we introduce scorekeeping in the next chapter, we will come back to these two tools and tie everything together. Common pitfalls and success tips. Don't let these common process control pitfalls rob you of success. Pitfall 1, not planning each week. We all want to get off to a fast start each week. For many, Monday is a stress filled day where they feel behind from the moment the day begins. It is natural to want to get the day started. Often, we just jump right in with email, voicemail, and whatever else may be awaiting us. In addition to just diving into our week, lots of things can get in the way of us taking time to plan the week. Maybe it has even happened to you. No time for it. We think that we are just too busy and that we will get to it later, but later never comes. The next pitfall is don't need it. The misguided thinking that somehow you are the exception and don't need a game plan for the week. Watch how quickly the time slips away. Next is I am above it. Thinking that a weekly plan is for beginners, that someone in your position doesn't need it. Already know it. The thinking that you already know what you need to do. So there is no benefit to writing it down or planning things out. Don't want to be accountable for it. For some, working from a written weekly plan creates a level of discomfort because it continually reminds them when they are not doing what they know they should be doing. Pitfall 2, including all your tasks. The weekly plan does not contain everything you do in your job, just the strategic items from your 12-week plan. You should have a separate sheet with to do items and callbacks. Do not dilute your plan by adding all the lower level activities that you do in the course of your day. Keep the weekly plan for just strategic items and commitments. Pitfall 3, assuming that each week is the same. Another mistake that many make is assuming that each week has the same activity, so they create one weekly plan and then copy it each week. It is highly possible that many of your weeks look similar. It is unlikely that all 12 weeks have the exact same activities due. Even if you are the statistical exception, the benefit of spending 5 to 10 minutes each week to set up your week pays big dividends. Pitfall 4, adding tactics weekly. Keep in mind that weekly plan is essentially a 1/12 slice of your 12-week plan. Occasionally, you may add a tactic to your weekly plan. However, this should be the exception. Most new tactics should be added to the 12-week plan first and then flow through to the weekly plan. This prevents you from getting drawn into urgent activities that are not necessarily strategic. Here are two tips to help you succeed. Tip 1, use the weekly plan to guide your day. Once you have created your weekly plan, you will want to use it daily to keep you on track with the activities that are most important to achieving your goals. Check in with your weekly plan first thing each morning, once or twice throughout the day, and before you go home. When you learn to guide your daily activity based on your weekly plan is the moment when you will begin to experience true breakthrough performance. Tip 2, making it part of your routine. Each of us has a routine. Routines are an important part of consistent success. Make the decision right now to incorporate the weekly plan into your daily and weekly routine. Yeah, with this, the chapter is finished.
So, yeah, would like to get the experience sharing on, you know, uh, the process controls, how it has worked for you, whether you actually utilize this or how do you do it at your end, right? What do you think about the 12-week theme and the celebration after that? Any daily huddles you are having in the offices at the work front, right? So just would like to understand. And before that, I just wanted to elaborate a bit on this. So if you remember the previous reading, the period goals were achieve production so and weigh so and so LBS at the end of 12-week plan, 12-week year, right? So based on that, these 12-week plans were drawn specifically for the goal 1 and goal 2. right? If you see there are weekly activities and there are some activities which are specific for certain weeks only, right? Not all activities are there for throughout the first to 12th week. So that is one thing. Second is, if you see the scorecard, so basically we'll have to see that when these on which days. So this is a further background. This is a weekly thing. Rather, the 12-week plan is broken down into a weekly plan. So we'll have to say which day and what time. So strategic block and the buffer block is coming into picture here, right? And then the weekly, it ends with the weekly scorecard. So this is how our plan has to look. Vision, then next is goals, then comes the tactics, then comes the main task of tactic selection. Based on that, we'll have to put this weekly plan. What are the tactics which will take you most relevant for the goal that you have set? And then from this weekly plan, that is 12-week plan, we'll have to drill down to a week's plan. This week's plan will be for each week. If there are certain changes, then you'll have to make those changes for the specific weeks. How for each week you will have strategic and buffer blocks built in, you'll have to decide. The book suggests a 3-hour strategic block early in the week, so that if there is a deferment, there can be adjustments in the upcoming days. As far as the strategic block is concerned, strategic block relates to the most important tactics or the work that you have in terms of goals that you have for the 12 weeks, right? Buffer blocks are basically routine part of that work, which you can shift into the buffer blocks, right? And weekly scorecard is nothing but how many tactics you have actually achieved versus what you had planned to achieve, right? So that is the percentage wise you can keep a score of a week. Once this is done, then the WAM, that is the meetings with the accountability partners, can happen, and there the difficulties in implementation or challenges that came up and what is the score can be discussed. So as it has been stated, this weekly is very important for us to be clear, right? As to how this entire 12-week goal will be accomplished on a weekly basis. Yeah. So weekly accountability meeting. Yeah. So please go ahead and share what are your other sharings. I just clarified this because it is very important for us to know that how our weekly plans versus our 12-week broader plan would have to be made. Yeah. So anybody would like to share how they have actually prepared their plans, whether there is a change, there needs to be some change, or is there any other things that one needs to get clarification on? Okay, anybody using the WAM, that is any accountability partners for completing their goals, for helping them as a guide also to exchange ideas?
No, I think what we discussed now, like having a group, that can be a WAM for us, I felt.
Yes, that is one way of handling it. I'm saying, is anybody already doing that? Having accountability partners, how is their experience? Does it really help? How does this today's discussion say, why we need to have some kind of a rules, so that the personal lines are, the personal lines are kept, but at the same time, the focus on what is actually why this accountability meeting is happening, that the required outcome has to come. So the rules and why we have actually formed here, formed this WAM is to be remembered. Actually, that point has to be kept in mind. Yeah. So I think this WAM actually helps when it's also helps in when the team is doing some kind of a critical or something like a time bound thing. So I remember we having daily huddles to just access the progress and just people reporting back what they faced as a challenge, and how we can resolve that. So it was more like a brainstorming session as to one issue being discussed, status report were exchanged that these many things we have achieved, and this is the scorecard per se that still needs attention, and what are the things we need to raise to the client. So this was more these daily huddles or a WAM concept was used more when there were different teams operating at different locations maybe, and we had to central have something as a control factor where these daily huddles were happening. So these were on larger projects where stakeholders were at different points, and we had to take this daily because it was a time bound. Within a short time we had to complete a lot of tasks, and there were a lot of parameters from the client sides by which we were actually monitored, the work was monitored, so we had to adhere to those guidelines or those parameters while we complete our work. So this was more as an internal control, as well as bouncing of ideas where we are stuck, and as well as a push to the status as to how fast we need to move ahead further. Yeah, so that is my my experience of having this, but that was more of a group goal where we had a very big task in a shorter duration. So that needed that kind of monitoring and that kind of coordination as well. Yeah, anyone else would like to add somewhere their experience? Anybody having a personal accountability partner? How is that experience?
Hi, all. Krishna here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today's topic is mostly focused on WAM thing, daily huddles. Yeah. So it is a very very beneficial concept. So if you have a accountability partner, so we can discuss, we can yesterday's achievements and today's intentions we can discuss, and we can discussing with others is nothing but discussing with self only. So we are telling about ourselves so that we'll get a clarity, so what we have done and what we have to do. Sometimes when we don't discuss with others, we will just unnecessary things will come into the picture, some kind of entertainment or unimportant tasks we may get occupied. So in that case, this concept will be very beneficial. Will be whenever we will go to the side track, so it will bring us back to the track. So yeah, as for now, every day I'll write a journal. I'll keep tracking the things. So it will be good. So I'll think about that WAM thing. And the daily huddles concept, it is mentioned that every day morning, 10 minutes have to discuss, like what are the yesterday's achievements and today what we are going to do. So what are your intentions, plans, today's plan. So that will be also very useful. So it is also mentioned that, and in a weekly accountability meeting, so I don't know if I'm wrong, it is mentioned that it will be less than 3 members, or not more than 3 members should not be there, like that it is mentioned. And the to-do list tasks also should not mention in the model work week. So I got this one, so I'll note down this. So yeah, so unnecessarily to-do list it is a different subject. So only model work week, it's purely related to our our 12-week goal. It is related to that. Yeah, so already I've started on my model work week. So one thing I have done different is, instead of starting from Monday onwards, I have started from Tuesday onwards. Like Monday is the last day of my work week, so I thought to try something different. Why to routine Monday to Sunday or Sunday to Saturday? So let's try something different. So my week will be starting from Tuesday. So Monday will be the last day of my week. So I tried like that, something different. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Krishna, for your inputs. Anyone else would like to add on this concept? See, how much I have personally used the accountability system is with friends. Maybe we commit to doing this by so and so date, and that helps where there are some bottlenecks, and we discussed upon further. Say, for example, we were doing a assignment together, and since we all had one deadline, it was easier to keep tabs on each other whether you have done it, right? And where one gets stuck in that. So that helps, yes. But what happens if it is not very, the accountability team is not very keen, so we might like just no follow-ups will come from them. It is more like we reporting back to them that this is not happening. And the other person also should have at least, maybe you have to choose the partner well, so that a bit of guidance also comes, is what I felt when selecting a accountability partner, because we might get stuck. So the person should be able to at least not give all the answers, but at least an comfort that how things can change, or how what else can be done, so help us think better, or broader, basically, is what I have experienced. But yes, I feel the accountability group also, whatever I had, maybe the lack of follow up from their side I might have seen, but somewhere I am reporting back. So that is one lag which I find I need to fix whenever I go in for a accountability team. Yeah. Anyone else who would like to share their experiences? Okay.
Hi. Yeah, Mansi, I'm not having an accountability partner since I'm new here. So how do we get to that?
Okay, good question. Anybody else has a question similar to this? Okay, Samina, you need a accountability partner for what, if I can understand? Is it for
Yeah.
the implementation of this book? So we will have a separate accountability group for this implementation of whatever is being discussed as far as this book is concerned. So we'll anyway have it, so you can be part of it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you
If there
so
is
much.
something else that you are wanting, say for example, you have some kind of a personal reading target which you want some other partner to keep tabs on or help you with that, then we will have to see who else can help you out there, if you have
Yeah,
such, right?
reading and journaling. These are two things,
Hmm.
which I can't do on a regular basis. So if
Okay.
somebody, is a partner, I can get pushed and do it.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, so we'll see how we get a accountability partner for you on that,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah. So I think, Samina, you're in for the implementation of this book, the separate group that will be created. You are
Yeah,
in
yeah,
for that?
surely. Yeah, I
Okay.
wanted to ask the name, but I said once you put it across, I'll come to know.
Yeah. Yes. We will
Yeah.
create a group and let you know. Anyone
Yeah.
else who is interested to be part of that
Mm.
group?
Yes, I'm interested, Manselvi.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I also want.
Okay. Anybody else? Fine. So we will create a group, and then we will, this book is most likely to be completed by next Tuesday, or I think Wednesday max. And then we would be forming this group by then, and then we will discuss on, maybe catch up on a weekly basis to discuss on the progress on the 12-week goal plans. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Okay. So
So,
if, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
1 million. Yeah. The PDF is given, no? I'll have to go through it.
Yeah, yeah. We have posted it in the group. If you want, I'll send it across again.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go through it.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, we have a couple of more chapters to go. I think there are 9 chapters. We are to start the 5th chapter tomorrow. So maybe 5th chapter will get over, and the remaining chapters will be covered over the next few days. That is, by Wednesday, we might be closing on this book. So, just want whoever is interested to be part of the group, attend these readings so that they are in line with understanding the key concepts. And then once we send the group invites out, then you just add yourself and be part of the group discussion. So if there is not anything else to discuss, we'll call it a day then. Yeah. And see you tomorrow for the next chapter reading.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
bye.
Thank you. Yeah. How many, sorry? I'm taking notes.
Yeah, I'm also trying to generate. I'm just waiting for the
Yeah,
output.
yeah. I'm also taking notes. Hi, Saurabh.
So, Mansi, I'll leave now.
Yeah, I'm taking notes, but you can leave. Yeah, you okay. You leave.
Okay, bye. See you
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye bye. Yeah, bye. See you.
Hey, hi Mansi. Sorry, I just came back.
Hi. No problem at all. I'm happy that you're here. How are you doing?
Yeah, yeah, doing fine. Just feeling myself into.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, just reach out anytime you feel like, and I would say, like get something to anchor you for now. Uh,
Get
Anything
something
that
to?
you anchor you for now. Like we have a lot
Hmm.
of free time now at times. Like so, like I think even this book is a good one. Or you, if you are not read that Power of the Heart, you can read that. I would suggest if you have not read
Hmm.
it actually.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
these are some good books. Maybe you can read them or do something that you always wanted to do, but maybe were
Yeah,
not able
yeah.
to spend more
Correct.
family time or just have some agenda for the day that will keep
Right.
you a little aligned.
True, true. I
I
didn't
did not
realize this is
actually
being
get time
recorded.
to. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no. I am careful about it. So so I just wanted to tell you that maybe this what I wanted to say. I just wanted to say something more. I forgot. Down leave it.
No
So
worries.
I actually wanted to say that. Sorry, yaar. So what is Adya's schedule normally? And
So
Akriti,
she
like
goes to
they.
school. Adya goes to school at 9 o'clock, comes back at 3. So I
Oh,
just had one down to pick her up actually. Uh,
oh, okay. So my daughter, like she leaves the house at 1 o'clock and
uh,
she's back at like evening 6. So that's how my work times also are very aligned with her schedule normally.
Understood. Hmm.
So normally I just do morning times when she's sleeping or in the afternoons, ideally because then after that it's like we have to take her studies and things like that. It's little bit of a family time. So,
Nice, nice.
okay,
You're
I'm
fine
taking
now?
a note. Yeah. I'll leave. We'll leave. Yeah, no problem.
Chalo. Okay,
And we can
bye.
carry it separately anytime you want. Okay. Yeah. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
yeah,
Take
sure.
care.
Bye.
And I'm not tried taking notes of that day, but I'll see if I can.